Alright, hello and welcome. Alright, welcome back everybody. This is Mr. New Vegas here, and today we're playing some modern Minecraft. So, we're back in the saddle with FTB Continuum, and yeah, it's a little bit different from the last time I was here. So there's been a few things I've learned, and I'll just give you a good look at this, and then we'll be back in a second, because I'm going to show you what's been going on at the workshop. So, what's been going on here? Well, not a whole lot, to be honest. I haven't been doing a whole lot here. I've been mainly working on the bees, but I'm going to go ahead and show, not really, nothing's changed. I've still been getting ores and whatnot, but I did make a discovery about getting enchantments and whatnot. So, let's just go ahead and find, oh, I don't know, do I have something? Right, here we go. So, right here we have a bow, which is power 5. I'm going to go ahead and grab a book. And just like how we have this, what is it? The atomic reconstructor. Well, with the atomic reconstructor, we mainly can turn certain items and make them different, such as we can take an emerald or a diamond. We toss it in front of the path of the laser, per se, hit the button, and it turns it into certain crystals and whatnot. So what I've learned is you could also get lenses for them, and you know, I've had lenses for a while. Now, I've made a lens of color, then I've made an interesting breakthrough, at least with it. I don't know, nothing too interesting exactly. But if you wanted to know, if you started out in the forest or anything early on, and you're making this, so if you have a world in the forest, and you have tons of cocoa beans, and you haven't really gone mining. Oops. Yeah, if you do it in front of the lens of color, so when you put it on there, it'll actually make lapis out of cocoa beans. So pretty interesting. I haven't seen what else it can make. So right now I'm kind of low on diamonds, so I wouldn't be too mad or too sad if I found out that, oh hey, I can actually make, I don't know, something into diamonds. I doubt it, but still. So, but going on to the other one, I've also made another lens, a lens of disenchanting. Now this is basically made by crafting 7 empowered diamantite, whatever, crystals. But you need to get diamonds and place the diamond in front of the laser, and then it makes a diamantine crystal, whatever. And then you need to empower it. You need to empower 9 of these, or 7 of these. And it's easy. It's just clay, light blue dye, and a clay block. And then that's basically what it looks like here. Now I've also learned, I didn't know you needed the empower, it doesn't need to be powered, so I didn't need to power it. So I went ahead and put this so that now the hoppers put an item in and then it pops out. So I'm like, hooray! I don't need to worry about it now. So anyways, about the disenchanter is that I could do this. Put the lens of disenchanting, throw a bow, throw a book, right click, boom. It disenchants the bow or any such item and puts it into a whatever book it is. So now that I have that, I can basically make some pretty gosh darn good armor now. Now, before I show you what else I've been doing, let me go ahead and show maybe that little thing that keeps popping up every so often. So I go out here, it says wilderness, and that is a little above the armor bar and health bar, right in the middle. So I go over here, Mr. New Vegas' team. I go back, wilderness. Now why is that? Well, if you just press your normal inventory button, you go all the way up to here. Now you may not have some of these things, because I do have cheat mode activated. I don't cheat in items, I just need it for whenever I need to teleport and whatnot. So go to claim chunks, just left click it, and within the area that you were in will show all the chunks that, you know, a good distance that you're at, and you can go ahead and whatever your cursor is on, you left click it, there we go, and it ends up changing and you end up claiming that chunk. So I read this on, thank you for some of the Reddit users. I was on a Reddit thread, and I was trying to look it up, and someone said you could do that, and I was like, what? So I went on there, I came back on, and I was like, oh my goodness. So, if you left click, you claim that chunk, claimed area. So when I step into it, so Mr. New Vegas' area. If you don't want it, you right click it. So if you accidentally did this, you just right click it. You know? So I was like, oh man, and when you're done, close it. Now what does the claim chunk mean? It means that you claim that chunk, and just like a chunk loader, which I actually do have in this modular cart for Steve's carts, I have the second to bottom one is a chunk loader. And I thought, oh, I'm just going to need that because I want to have my bee area keep going. You know, I want the bees to keep, what's it called? I want them to keep basically going along because it takes forever to try to get them to finally, well, make a certain species that I need. And since that is the case, well, I desperately need it. So now that I have claimed chunks, they'll consistently keep going, and I'll show you because I do have it over there. And I have a claimed chunk area where now they'll just keep running. Now, I did do it here because I thought maybe this will just keep running. It's not entirely exactly, well, actually now that if I look around it, it is. So I don't know if it keeps going, so that way I can keep getting ore. Now let's go ahead and go down here. Going down to our elevator room, or down to the almost the bottom room. Now it doesn't fully go into it. I'm eventually going to go into the wilderness over here. See, I'm in the wilderness, so I don't think this keeps running. So we come back to our mob farm, and I've been doing a few things. So as you can see, I don't think this was in the last video. I went ahead and made basic drawers, and each one of them have the storage upgrade. Now yes, I don't need double for chickens or maybe for spider eyes, definitely not for sticks or carrots. So I've been basically saving a lot of it, but some items I have been popping out. Now we'll get to that in a second. So what I've done is, this is kind of the overflow chest where if items that are already filled and I'm keeping, they have nowhere else to go, so eventually these will get stuffed. So this is, I don't know how far it is along until it fills. That one's at 8,000 for gunpowder. Again, sorry, I am a little bit sick at the moment. Starting to, well, not fully sick, but I can feel it coming on. So, with this going on right now, as you can see, it goes into there. Now, this does create a little bit of lag, as far as what I've seen. Now, you can see that. Golden pans, butter pans, right there. Now, where's it going to go? Well, I don't have anything here for it. I don't have anything over here for it. Now, it doesn't look like they're enchanted. So I'm just going to go ahead and try to grab it. Gotta be fast. There we go. So I grabbed it. Now, yes, I could eventually fix up these pans. And then eventually smelt it or put it in, well, I don't even think you can make an induction. No, it can't make an induction smelter. I can make it into a few different things, right? Well, I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm sending it. Going to get pulled out. And again, we'll get to that in a second. But until I eventually find a system where I feel comfortable doing this, this is before I even implemented this system. So these are all these enchanted items that I grabbed out. Now, yes, a lot of them, you know, are bows and they have power and some stuff. But the thing is, what I'm looking for is eventually I'm going to get these items, disenchant them. Eventually, if I could create a system to eventually get all these enchantment books and then send it into a disenchantment generator. So what this does, if it, well, you know what, it doesn't even work. Wow, I had all these grand old plans of it, of creating a disenchanter, and then it disenchants the books by destroying the books and taking the enchantment and making it a power. Man, I had a good design in my head and everything. Well, that's in the toilet. So anyways, so all of that go into here, the overflow. So all the diamonds, all the zombies, the skeletons, when they die and they drop stuff, they go over here, they get sucked down into here. It also pulls rotten flesh because I got a buttload of it. Same goes for bones or arrows. Then yes, for bones over there too. They go all up into here. They go in here, down to a hopper, down into the recycler. I said this the other day. Down to another blaze hopper into a basic drawer, which has I think 2 upgrades. No upgrades. Yeah, 1 upgrade. Now what does that mean? Well, I've seen other YouTubers, you know, I'm trying to think like, okay, I'm watching some of these YouTubers trying to get hopefully some more info because, you know, obviously I could go through Reddit, and, you know, I do, but I get some pretty gosh darn good tips from other YouTubers. Obviously, no, I'm not talking to them, I'm watching their videos, and I'm just trying to get an idea, so I'm doing this. And I notice that people who have these, you know, they don't really have real mob farms. Now, when I think of a mob farm, you want to use a lot of the items to eventually, you know, their ultimate ability. So with me, I went ahead and did something. Is it main bag? This backpack right here. I have scrap boxes. Now we're going to go ahead and enjoy the love of these boxes for a second. So each one of these boxes, I'm pretty sure it doesn't say, scrap boxes can be opened by either a simple use in hand or by dispensers. That's right, just throw your scrap boxes in the dispensers and give them a redstone signal, and boom, random item. So, you get 1 scrap after a certain amount of items are scrapped. Or you get lucky and that 1 item turns into scrap. Now arrows, I have not seen there's a specific amount. So no, as far as I know, oh, you don't put in 1 arrow and get a scrap. You can eventually put in enough arrows and eventually you'll get a scrap. Now normally, that would be like, well, that's a terrible deal. Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to trade with villagers and trying to, you know, maybe trade an emerald and just trying to get arrows, that's terrible. Because these will give you a random item. There's no percentage chance telling you you'll get this, this, or that. So we're going to go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and show you. So I'm going to go through until about I hit 40. Open up our inventory. This is what we got from it. I don't even know what that is. Oh my, is this super rare, I wonder? Nope, not that much. Doesn't look like that amazing. Sorry if you hear any background noises. So, by doing these scrap boxes, you get a lot of random junk, like I don't know when I'm going to need spruce leaves, or another rotten flesh, or a piece of sand, or white wool. But there's certain things in here that are kind of nice, like blaze powder when I need it. Obviously I have it in my mob farm. Or random invar nickel, iron nugget, cyan dye. I think out of all of them, I think I'm more excited about the cyan dye, because what ends up happening is you get these items and some of them are very much needed. Because sometimes you have random recipes in the game that you need. Now I just saw 2 big things I love. Got a diamond, awesome. I got a golden apple. I got ender pearl dust. Titanium nugget, that's quite nice. Another chest, pulverized platinum, 2 more diamond nuggets. I'm actually gonna have to get that out. And just all these different items, and they're very useful. Now, yes, don't get me wrong. Are they the most amazing items? No. I mean, look at this. Another emerald dust, which I need. I actually do need another diamond one. Glowstone. Now, yes, you may think that, wow, that's terrible. But just like what it said in the tooltip, you can put it in a hopper with a redstone signal, and when it pops out the item, you can just put it inside of, well, eventually a couple chests, and then it'll just go to all these different chests, eventually filling up, and then boom, you have tons of these different items. So I could even automate even better my little system down here. So eventually I can make it so then I have an auto crafter that crafts these scrap. These are the boxes, which then go in a hopper, which then pop out into all these different chests down here, which can eventually just give me tons of different items. And I think that's pretty cool. So if you ever have that idea that you want to get more mobs, you should do it. Now, one tip I will give you There are items that do get stuck on top of that diamond spike. It is a diamond spike. Pretty much diamond spikes, what they will do is they will drop an item such as if the player killed a mob. It says right here, mobs drop player kill only items, while diamond one makes mob drops experience. So I actually have a thought of making another one of these things in the back. And the reason why it's so big, I made it big before because I've made some of these before. But I also wanted to put a spawner up there. Now I have a spawner up there that spawns in blazes, which is where basically the blaze rods are coming from. So that's what I've been doing. Now, anybody who's new has not seen a lot of this stuff. This is basically just water wheels. These are the most efficient water wheels I've made. I know I've covered this a few videos back. They basically make 88 RF per tick, and there's about 8 on each side, and that makes about a little over 1,000 RF per tick, which is good because this takes a lot. Now, let's go with a few other things I've created. Well, I've also created an industrial centrifuge, so I could basically do this, which turns 16 empty cells. I'm so happy the mod maker. What happened to my thing here? Did I break it? Huh. Okay, something happened. I had it. What happened to it? Do they break after a while? Oh man. That's weird. Alright, so I have these. There they are. Liquid translocators. They probably actually break after a while. Didn't know that. That sucks. Alright. So I basically made this. These basically pull in liquid from one item to the other. So if I did this, normally the liquid would go into there, but this item is not made, so then it takes in liquids. So basically it's just a magma crucible. It takes in the cobblestone, and after a little while it turns it into a bucket of lava. So what have I done? So with these empty cells, if I fill them with lava and I put them in an industrial centrifuge, okay, it turns the 16 lava cells, turns them into 6 tin ingots, 4 copper ingots, 1 electrum ingot, and 1 small pile of tungsten dust. As far as I know, this is one of the few ways to get tungsten. Now, why is that so awesome? Well, I'm going to go ahead and show you. So, it takes 16 lava cells, alright, to make those items. Now, what does it cost to make 16 empty cells? Well, if I come over here, and I get 4 tin, and do it like this, I get 16 cells. It gives me basically 4 tin give me 1 stack of 16 cells, which, you know, that's their version of a stack. It does stack up to 64. And then if I get lava in them, I get 2 extra tin, 4 on top copper, an electrum ingot, and a small pile of tungsten dust. So effectively, all you're losing is a little bit of time to go get lava. Now each cell does take up a bucket of lava. It's not that you could go up to a piece of lava and then it'll just consistently keep filling it forever. It doesn't do that. So you basically turn a little bit of RF, 4 tin, and a little bit of your time into an additional 2 tin on top of the 4 tin, 4 copper, an electrum ingot, and a small pile of tungsten dust. Now, yes, it doesn't take forever, but it does take some amount of time to go get the lava. So, there's that. Now let's see, what else? I did make the magma crucible, I said that. I went ahead and built a few, 3 other items. So I made this industrial fermenter. And I basically have made so much, I made a little bit of ethanol. That's basically just by piping it in through here, and I just put apples. And then this one is a mixer. Haven't done anything with that. You can basically make napalm, concrete, and something else in there. And then you got an industrial squeezer. Haven't really done anything except for plant oil. What did I put? I put, for plant oil, hemp seeds. There we go. Because hemp seeds give you the most at 120 millibuckets per seed. And I had a little over a stack. Alright, so I haven't really been doing that much. I've actually been AFK down here for quite a bit. Hence the reason why there's sand in front of my doors. Because this is not a mod doing it. It's mainly because I honestly had a zombie almost break in. Now, I don't know if it fully breaks in or anything. I don't know. I just didn't want to risk it. So then down here should pop up Mr. New Vegas again. Yep, there we go. So these bees are also producing. Now, this one's actually producing different bees. Strange. I do say that it's strange. I didn't know. I wonder what mutation happened. And then I have just, these are just my normal bees just going along. I have a couple bees here, just random stuff I've been getting. And I've been growing and getting different types of trees, and there's really, as far as I know, there's no difference other than like if you wanted more seed oil or anything, you want to grow other types of trees, so eventually you could get like, right back here I have, I think it's walnut? Is it? Common walnut. Yep. Well, that one's not ready. This one's ready. So it gives me these walnuts, which I could then, is it squeeze? I can make it into food. Oh, here we go. Makes it into seed oil. And I could also get 5% chance of mulch. What is attacking me? What's... Yeah, the zombies really... I have like 2 villagers in there, so they always go for it. So anyways, you could also eat them. So, back to the other location. Now, the bee location is right over here. Not that far. I'm thinking about maybe making a road in a certain chunk going over there. So anyways, let's go to the bee area. And let's go on to what I was doing earlier on in the video. I've been messing around with bees. A lot of bees. Now, how many? A lot. As you can see by all these apiaries. Now, let me show you what I've been trying to get to. Now, like I said, I've been down on diamonds, and I need a lot of diamonds. So I've been trying to get to these diamond bees. Which, it's a little hard, I need a cultivated queen to mix with a lapis drone. Cultivated princess, and a lapis drone. But I only get a 5% chance of getting a diamond queen, okay? Alright, well I have cultivated stuff. What about lapis? How do I get to lapis? Okay, so I need an imperial and a resilient. I'm close to an imperial, so we'll skip that for now. So a resilient. Okay, how do I get a resilient? Okay, an industrious and a robust. Okay, that makes a resilient. Okay, how do I make robust? Alright, an unwary and a tolerant. I don't know what a tolerant is. Let's check out what a tolerant is. A diligent and a rocky. Okay, I have rocky drones because you could get them. What about how to make a diligent? Common and cultivated. Okay, well I have both of those. So let's go ahead and check out what our progress has been. I have unwary. I've basically been getting them quite a bit. It's an unwary and an uncommon. Common, and an unwary and uncommon. So I'm going to go ahead and mix these together. Now you're also going to see these soul frames. Now what soul frames do is they drastically get rid of the lifespan of a bee. So every tick that it does that a bee is alive. So there's a tick in the game, now not normal ticks as in for like a redstone signal, but a tick as in when the bees kind of go and pollinate. There happens to be a tick. Now I don't remember how long it is. It's like, I don't know, maybe every 30 to a minute or so a tick happens. I think a small tick just happened there. So what happens is these soul frames is there's a tick after a little bit, and what happens is these soul frames drastically increase that tick. Or so like, let's say like maybe a bee would be alive for like maybe 5 minutes, it would reduce it down because each tick is severely increased, like a chunk happens every time or something like that. Production, I haven't really been seeing a lot of production come from them, to be honest. I haven't really been seeing a lot of items come from them. And then mutation is 1.5 times. So these are different modifiers. So lifespan is a 0.75 times modifier. Production, 0.25 times modifier. Mutation chance, 1.5 times modifier. That's what I basically need. So how I've been making these bees is every time I started in a line, like around 3 or 4 of these, then eventually I just started making more and more. I needed common, so I did that. Some of them are gone because I got to where I needed. Cultivated and princess. Now, no, this is not going to end with me saying, oh my god, I got the diamond, because it's still going to be a little bit. I got some cultivated. I got some ancient. That somehow got there. I got metals and a noble. So I gotta keep breeding that one. I got unwary again. Unwary still going. Is this because... no, that has it. Here we go. Rocky princess, diligent, tolerant. So we're gonna go ahead and grab these. This is my bee analyzer. I've been going through tons and tons. So rocky and rural, tolerant and diligent. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and go with this. See how that goes. So basically how I've been going about this is this. I get the bees I need, such as, well, let's go over here. As you can see, these two are not filled yet. Actually, it's gonna be filled right now. Boom, because these give 5 pages. So I started off by going with meadows and a common, because I already got a common earlier. And I kept breeding them until eventually I got a, I think it's a cultivated. So if I go to cultivated, yeah, I already had a common princess and I mixed it with a forest drone. Because I actually went out because I needed more princesses and drones. And basically what can happen is this tells you the percentage chance that you can have, but if you also use the soul frames, it kind of increases it. Now, so what ended up happening is this. When you get these different princesses and different drones and all these things, they eventually can create certain bees. So, you know, you can use an unusual and a common, but mainly you need a common somewhere in the mix to eventually make a cultivated. So that's what I did. So now a common is normally created by mixing just the 2 basic bees, such as forest and meadows or forest and modest, and these you can basically find throughout the entire world in their hives. So that's what I basically did. And I already had quite a few commons before, so I started mixing them and seeing, okay, let's see if I could get there. And as these mutations go on, I'll actually show you what some of the bees I do have. Go down a few pages. Go with this one and a majestic. Okay. So you see that has a majestic and noble hybrid. It means it's not a purebred majestic or a purebred noble. It means I had something that eventually had a majestic with the princess, and it also had a noble. So they both kind of mixed because, you know, they all have different types of ancestry type of thing. Now a meadows, you notice how it doesn't say anything about it. This is a meadows. It doesn't say it, but it's a meadows. It's basically a purebred in a way. Then I come to a common drone. It's a common noble hybrid. So I mixed a common with a noble, and then now most likely the princess has a noble common or a common noble. So I've been doing it so then it's like this, okay? I've been mixing it so then if, let's say, this is a common noble, I'm hoping that the princess starts with a noble common. So then it's kind of like a 50-50 chance. That's at least how I've been seeing it. I know that's not right. It's like a 25% chance for everything. So if I put a common in with a common, the only really thing that can happen is a common, right? And then if I put in a noble with a noble, or just noble, it's going to be noble, right? And that's basically what I've been doing. But instead of just doing it so then it's like that, I've been mixing meadows and forest and meadows, and then when it's like a meadow snow or a meadows forest and a forest meadows, then eventually I make into like a common or such like that, like after a couple breeding attempts. That's what I've basically been doing here. So we just put this in. Now it is a unwary. and an unwary and a common. So basically I just want more unwary, so I'm gonna go and do that. They're basically unwary. So they're basically in a way pure. And you can mess up that line if you accidentally add it in, and like I said, you only get a percentage chance. It's not 110% that you're going to be able to get the diamond by mixing the lapis and the... what was the other one? And the cultivated. Now, cultivated is not that hard. Now, lapis, I just have to go through this entire chain to get to it. Now, Imperial, right? Well, I just showed you I had a majestic drone. That's true. I do have a majestic drone. But then I also have a noble. So, if I come over here, it should be still alive. No, it turned into a majestic. So my noble turned into a majestic noble. Then eventually it turned into... now instead of pulling them out, you could also do it here. So it's a majestic, species majestic. This is what's active in it right now. This is when it's inactive. So basically this is the drone's part. So it turned into a majestic noble hybrid. Now, the reason why the pattern it looks like it is because it took the traits of the, I guess you could say the better, not the better parent, but like the higher part. So what the queen had, so the queen was most likely a majestic noble, or a noble majestic, and then the drone had a majestic noble, or noble majestic, and it just chose, well, there's two majestics and two nobles. Let's see which one, you know, gets to win in a way, and then majestic one on top. But it also has the after part of a noble in it, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't, to be honest. I'm just spouting a lot of what I've been seeing. So that's basically what I've been doing. I've been trying to breed these guys and gals, these bees out like crazy, because I want to be able to try to get that diamond bee eventually, because I do need it. Now, am I saying am I going to get it? Probably not for a while, to be honest. And that's basically what I've been doing all day, kind of. So, enough wasting your time talking about bees over and over. Let's talk about more bees. Alright, steadfast, diligent. I just want to take a look at them. I want to see how they're going. Nothing really. Keep hitting the same one. I keep hitting the same thing. Okay, so and that's really been it. And then with the other bees, because I actually have a large amount of other bees wherever they are, like a stack. Where are they at? I have them in my backpack, don't I? Yep. So I have a couple stacks of metals and forests, and what I've been doing is I've been using the escritar to try to get, you know, more advancements. Now, these advancements do help in a way. I haven't seen a huge amount yet. So what I do is, because this is basically a memory game. Now, this is basic bees, right? Now, if I go over here to, let's say, a noble, alright? Let's stick that noble in. You see how it gave an extra 2? That's because that's a noble. Alright, let's go ahead and see about... It's only through one. Let's go ahead and check out a majestic, yeah? Let's check out this majestic. It gave an extra 2. So what this is this is basically a memory game. And with this memory game, you put bees in here, and you hit this button, examine, and it gives you 2 free looks. A caddy drone, and a smelter drone. Okay, so you gotta remember that. Now, you can do this even more. These are not going to stay open, so caddy and smelter. And I do this, it's caddy, and how do we say that? So, these are gone, so you could keep putting bees in, trying to get more of a chain going. So I know this is a caddy, and that's a caddy. Smelter and smelter, that was lucky. Those are those. Now then, here comes. Now, I basically got these. Now, this is where you can mess up, okay? You could think. They're pretty close to each other. They're kind of opposites in a way. So what happens if I click this and that, and they're wrong? Because what happens if they're these? So I go just like that. Just like that. They're right next to each other. I kind of guessed that they might be it, and I was wrong. And I just wasted 4 bees doing that. Now the good part is you could put kind of purebred bees, and they'll keep going over and over and over. So unfortunately, that's what happens. So it's just that memory game of you gotta try to kind of keep it in there. So let's check out what an unwary does. Unwary is the same as a majestic, not too bad. And I think that is it. I got a diligent, and that's around it. Diligent is around the same, but it's when you start getting into those special bees like diamonds and scientific bees and all those different ones. Like, let's check out an ancient. How many would an ancient? No, not that much. So yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. And yeah, so I'm just gonna check out these again. I'm sorry, I've been messing with these bees so long. I just really want to be able to. So this is a perfect example. You got to know when to pick your bees. Okay. So this is an ancient princess. This is an ancient and diligent hybrid. Then the drone. This is a ancient. It's not gonna say it, but that's what it is. Then this other ancient drone is an ancient diligent. So if I mix this ancient diligent with an ancient diligent, I have a chance of it just being an ancient diligent again, a diligent ancient, or the big one, diligent. Now I'm not in the mood for that. I'm not in the mood for another diligent. So I want to have ancient. So I don't know what ancient does. I want it. Okay. And then they also give you these custom combs, and then you could kind of see, do you want these combs? Do you want these bees to be used? Now these ancient comb, or the old comb, doesn't really do a lot for me. All it does is the same thing as every other comb. It gives me bee wax and honey drop. But it's nice to have it. So, enough with that. Let's go ahead and check out the book. I actually forgot, I need to open up some of those boxes. Loot boxes, you know. So, I haven't done a lot, to be honest. I've done a couple things with Factorio. I finally did the industrial fermenter, the squeezer, and the mixer. I need to eventually do this refinery thing. With these different things in the arc furnace. Now, I think what I'm going to go ahead and work on, what we're going to complete this episode, is we're going to go ahead and complete the arc furnace and the refinery. And maybe the magnum torch. And that'll probably be it. I did open up over here, and I made this plastic. Oh, that's what I forgot to show. So let me go show you this one last thing, and then I'll make a cut, and then we'll go ahead and get the other things rocking and rolling. So, we're going to go to the workshop. Okay. Take everything to load for a second. Come on, baby, load up. There you go. So, I forgot to show you the... What was it? Oh, no, I forgot. Oh, here it is. Here, I remembered. So, over here, this is my EFAB station. This is basically where I've been doing all my EFAB stuff. So, to make everything. Now, over here, I made this little setup where I have the tree fluid extractor, which takes out latex from these rubber logs. And I have a dispenser, a redstone, a scanner, and 2 redstone pieces. Now, this is just a normal block. And what I did is I put this scanner pointing a red dot that way. It's pointed that way. What happens is I put the dispenser pointing that way. So they're kind of like intersecting in a way. Sorry about that. Someone called my house, and yeah, I just said it. It made a loud noise, and I forgot. I didn't hit my mic. So basically what this does is this. It shoots out this wood, which is then extracted by the tree fluid extractor, which normally goes into this advanced tank for latex. But I also have it piping in to this latex processing unit. Forgot to actually pull all these out. So it mixes both water and latex to create these tiny dry rubbers. So what it does is this. You go up to a crafting table, get it, do that, and it makes a dry rubber. And basically you just keep doing that. And then what you do is you take that dry rubber, and sounds weird to say that, and don't mind that voice crack either. So you take the rubber, and then you go ahead and go smelt it. And what happens is when you smelt it, you create... I have a lot of this stuff. You end up creating this plastic sheet. Now you may have seen this in the past. It's in many different of the mod packs. Plastic. It's basically a plastic sheet. It just looks like sheets of plastic. That's it. And yeah, you use that for different recipes. That's really it. It's the only way, as far as I've known, that I've seen, to basically make those. Now, thank goodness for right now, I haven't made a lot of them because I haven't run into a lot of them. But trust me, once you get later on into the mod pack, making certain things, you're most likely going to need a lot of it. So that's why I've just been leaving it like this. So, I will see you all in a second with hopefully either all the materials. Yeah, well, that's what we're going to do when we build the things anyways, but I'll see you all in a second. Alright, hello everybody and welcome back. So, here's one of the first quests we're going to get done. The Mega Torch. So, the Mega Torch disables natural monster spawning within 64 blocks of itself. It does not disable monster spawning from spawners or cursed earth or anything similar. It only stops mobs that would spawn due to low light levels. Alright, so it's kind of nice. I wouldn't mind having a couple of these eventually, but it just depends where. Wow, that's going to take 10 minutes. But knowing how I talk, that'll probably be a good amount of time. So, next, we completed, where is it? Factorio. So we completed the arc furnace, but we haven't finished it yet. So it's basically, the arc furnace is a multi-block machine that quickly smelts ores and creates alloys. To work, it requires 3 graphite electrodes in the top slots, which can be inserted into the top center block. Graphite electrodes have durability and must be replaced when broken. They can also be enchanted with unbreaking to allow them to work longer. It's nice that a lot of things actually can be enchanted. The base thing to be processed, ores or the main part of an alloy, go into the 12 slots on the top left and can be inserted into the blue face to the left of the electrodes. Additives, such as the rest of the alloy, go into the 4 slots on the right, can be inserted into the blue face on the right side of the electrodes. The bottom 7 slots are the output and can be pulled from the bottom front block. Slag will leave from the bottom back. Instead, the arc furnace is a 7x7x7. And we have everything we need right here. And we also got blueprint, arc furnace, electrodes, created items, graphite electrodes. So we're going to end up needing that. So let's go ahead. I actually need the book. So we're going to end up making it in here. Now, it's not going to stay in here, it's just going to stay here for the moment. Okay, we'll let it go with the first thing. Stop. Okay, go back down. Alright. Okay. It says it's 7x7, but sure. You know what? I don't think it'll even fit in here. Now that I think about it. Alright, we're gonna go upstairs. Upstairs I have room. Actually, you know what? We'll do it outside. I'll tear it down eventually and I'll put it somewhere else. I just need to know how big it is. Alright, let's do it right here. So it's about 2 of these. 1, 2, cauldron, and then scaffolding. Normally I end up doing this beforehand, but it's gonna be special today. It's gonna go over that chest as well. Nothing too important, but I'll end up grabbing it anyways. Let's see, what was the next ones? It's gonna go another one deep, and then it's gonna be normal steel. It's about 2 in. Alright, what are those then? Oh no, that's steel. The steel blocks look a little bit different. Okay. It's gonna go there, basically duplicating it on the other side, filling this all in. Okay. Let's go and check out. It's 2 behind it. These. Okay. additional 2. What's in the back? It's gonna be a heavy. And then the iron basically goes up by 2. Or I mean the steel. Okay. Red one goes here. I probably messed up somewhere, but alright. 2, 4, 6, 8. Go up here. Alright, goes up that far. 4. Is it 4 high? 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 1, 2. Still need to go up an extra one. 3, 4, and then out. Out by 1? No. Where did I mess up? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 out. It's 4 up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out there. I just go to sleep real quick so no mobs spawn on me. Alright, what's after it? Got 2 of the heavy blocks above those 2. Above? Yes. Dink and dink. Go over here. I'm pretty sure those are just... yeah. Get rid of the last 3. Put the scaffolding and these 2 on the edges. Right. Scaffolding on those 2. And then the rest is pretty much filled up with the reinforced ones. All right. Is that it? No, it sticks out by another one, right? Yes. Okay. Yes, it takes a minute. I'm slow, I know that. But I don't really mess with a lot of engineering stuff. Now, what do I hit by chance? Normally I'm supposed to hit something, but what is it? I never know. Should say. Well, the arc furnace is a massive structure used to quickly smelt ores and steel. Okay, which one is it though that I have to hit? Well, for complex arcing order to be placed over time. Like the cauldron. Okay. There we go. Boom! The hottest topic. It looks pretty awesome, to be honest. Alright. So these need the graphite things. Alright, so this is pretty interesting. Where's the power go in? That's the power slot right there. I think this is where the slag comes out. Or the slag comes out there, I don't know. Alright, so that's pretty cool. That's the first one done. And on to the next one. The next one should be much easier. It is the... which one is it? It is the refinery. Now, before I do that, let's just go check out. What does it cost to make the full 4x HOP? Okay, let's check out what that is. HOP. Or just graphite, I guess. Graphite. Alright, so to make the graphite electrode for those, which is that. Okay. Okay, so it's made by 8 coke dust and in the industrial squeezer. Wow, so that actually takes some time. And coke dust is not that hard. Okay. So, on to the next one. Now, we'll most likely be able to do it down here, because I don't think it's going to be that bad. Which one was it again? It is the refinery. Okay, it is a 3x3x5. Okay, so that should not be too hard. Okay, go back a couple. Refinery. Okay, so seems about right. So it's gonna be 2 and then 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Break that. Put you up here for now. That way nothing spawns. Speaking about spawning, still crafting, still got a little bit. Exact same side with the spawn in the middle. It's gonna be a light and then a heavy. Okay, light and a heavy. Pipes in the middle. Okay. The red one comes over here. Another heavy one goes on top. Does that mean the light one goes in the back? Yep. Okay, perfect. And then all of it just... So it's gonna be a little 2x2 here. So it's gonna encompass an 8. And then it's the same thing but to the left. Yep. Perfect. A little bit easier this time. And then I'm gonna guess I'm gonna have to hit this thing. Oh. There we go. The refinery. Now let's see. The refinery is a complex multi-block that can refine ore. Sorry, she's tired. 2 fluids into another. The most common application of this is refinement of plant oil and ethanol into biodiesel. So I've already heard that apparently is it biodiesel? One of the apparently the quest that it makes you go for, but then in the end it's supposed to be a good source of power, but in the end it's not that good. I don't know. I'm gonna have to check out the biodiesel thing to even see if that is true. And we get 4 biodiesel cells. And then basically what is left on this page is the finery, which is to create, wow, that is going to be a distillation tower. It's a multi-block machine that refines crude oil into lubricant, gasoline, and diesel. All 3 outputs exit the same block face, so you should use filters to restrict which fluids go where. Okay. Interesting. Now, that's not hard, that's not hard. That's going to take a little bit. That'll take a little bit. Same with that. That's going to be expensive. Wow. So I'm going to have to at least get 120 iron sheets. No, 120 iron plates or 120 iron ingots. Okay, so that's gonna be a little expensive. So, and here we go. The last one. Boom. Game. There we go. Just took a little bit. Where was that? Where was that? There it is. And then 1 ferro lantern. Slowly illuminates a large area. Removing the lantern causes the lighting to slowly decay. That's kind of interesting. It's just massive. It's like you just freaking got a buttload of them and just stuck it in one. I thought it was gonna take like the entire block. I was gonna be like, oh god. This is interesting though. You can still go through it. It's kind of weird. It takes a little bit to destroy too. Alright, well that's cool, I guess. Alright. So that's pretty much it for today. Let me think. Nothing matter. Yeah. Matter fabricator. Let's check that out before we end it. Matter fabricator. Wow. Oh, fudge, man. Alright, we're not gonna be able to get that done for quite a while. So, now that I have my lava basic gen thing going, can I show you? I could almost show you. I can't really show you at the moment. So, yeah, that's around it, really. We've got a few things done. We were able to finally get, I mean, nothing that important. I mean, I guess the arc furnace is getting me pretty good. But to be honest, I'm not that, like, excited about it, because it's like, meh. You know, I do need to make more steel. Steel is definitely going to be important when I have to craft stuff. But for the moment, I've mainly been focusing on bees. Now, next episode, I will make sure to get a lot of stuff done other than just focus and talk about bees for like 20 minutes. So, I hope you all enjoyed it. If anyone has any tips about bees or anything like that, that maybe you could tell me, or maybe I could use the lens of colors to, I don't know, make glass out of into diamonds or something. Go ahead and tell me. I have not found any of that stuff yet. I've mainly been trying to focus on mainly focusing on bees, like I said. So I'd like to thank you all for watching, and you know, go ahead and tell me. I've been here for quite a while, right, in the desert. So if anyone's been watching all of it, I've been here in the desert for quite a while. I'm kind of getting a little annoyed of just looking at the orange sand 24/7. That's why I can't wait until this series is. I mean, not that I can't wait for it to be over. I'm just saying until I find. Okay. Maybe a new base location. Just so I could spice things up, because being here in the desert kind of hurts my sanity a little bit. So, I'll think about moving in the near future. Maybe in a new bee area. I do have actually another location. Maybe I'll give it a little sneak peek. I haven't been there for quite a while. Interesting location. It's quite far away. Now, it isn't another desert, though, is the problem. And I have some interesting ideas for this place. I like big, large areas because it gives me an idea of what maybe I could do. Aside with the little tunnels and whatnot. It seems interesting. But in the end, I'm going to have to decide. Maybe I might move into, I don't know, a forest or something. I also know I need to find some cats. I need to actually find a forest and get cats. So along with those little scrap boxes, yeah, cats are actually going to be quite useful. Anyone who's played the mod packs before knows about what I'm talking about from cats. Hopefully they're not disabled. They shouldn't be. But I think it'd be pretty good. I don't know what kind of random items I could get, but yeah. So, again, thank you all for watching. I hope everybody has a wonderful, fantastic day. And stay awesome. See ya. Oh, the lag.